I yield back.
Thank you. Mr. Courtney is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you again to both witnesses. And Secretary Austin, you know, I just wanted to follow up one point, which was made. I'm not going to ask you to comment on it, but the budget did come over later than normal, but I think it's important to remember that the transition team had an unprecedented level of lack of cooperation in terms of getting into the building and sitting down and really using November and December and early January as an opportunity to get a head start on the budget process. And to me, you know, just common sense tells us that that's one of the reasons why we're sort of a little late this year. But again, this committee is going to work hard to make sure that our mark proceeds, and we're going to do everything we can to get regular order. Both of you have talked, and the service chiefs in the last couple of weeks have stressed the importance of deterring pacing threats to our nation, particularly China and Russia. The fiscal year 22 budget includes a very noticeable, strong boost in investment in the Navy's undersea force, which General Milley alluded to briefly earlier here. Attack subs, the Columbia Ballistic Sub Program, and R&D for the follow-on to the Virginia program. Can you, Mr. Secretary in General, just sort of talk about how that undersea priority aligns with the goal to match the pacing threat in the Indo-Pacific region, as well as increased Russian submarine activity in the North Atlantic and the Arctic?
Yeah, first of all, we have the most dominant naval force on the face of the planet. And a key piece of that is, you know, what our key piece of that capability is what our submarine force brings to the table. It is absolutely relevant to the future fight. It is necessary, and so I think our investments here are well placed. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Congressman, I would say that relevance to a future fight, a couple of things to consider. Survivability, smaller is better, dispersal, and submarines by their nature are extraordinarily survivable, they're very lethal, and they are one of the significant asymmetric advantages that the United States has. We have an incredible submarine force, and it is probably the most lethal weapon on a battlefield in some future operating environment. So continued investment in subs is well worth it.
Great. Well, thank you. And again, I've been on Sea Power for 15 years. This year's budget, it's unmatched in terms of the proposed spending levels, and I think it's worthy to, again, share that point. The number one acquisition authority, which both Admiral Gilday and I think even General Milley and others over the years has said, is the Columbia program, which is recapitalizing the sea-based leg of our triad. I was actually at EB on Monday and caught up with the program there. They are now at 85% design completion as construction begins. That is an unprecedented level of design completion in a shipbuilding program, which is a way of debugging the program to get the design done and make sure that then you just follow the requirements and stay within budget that's there. In 2015, this committee enacted the National Sea-Based Deterrence Fund, which was recognizing the bow wave of spending that Columbia was going to bring with it, and it set up, again, sort of special authorities for multi-year production, for materials, for different components of the program. It has saved millions of dollars, and CBO has validated that. However, I would just note, and I think Mr. Whitman would agree on this, is that it really has been underutilized by the Pentagon, and we, in this year's mark, are going to continue to pursue other opportunities to get savings and efficiencies through the National Sea-Based Defense Fund. I've talked to Undersecretary Hicks and Mr. Stephanie about these opportunities that are there. But again, there's no time to waste in terms of getting this program complete. I know, General Milley, you took a rain check to come up and visit the South Yard where the production is. It's eye-watering when you come up, and hopefully you'll join us soon to sort of see this very important program for our country.
I will do that, Congressman.
Great. And with that, I yield back.
Mr. Lamborn is recognized for 5 minutes.